Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be doing another video. I am actually going to be doing a full set on my client. We are going to be recreating this set right here. Let me know what you guys think. I don't have the exact color in the picture, so what I had wanted to try was actually this technique where you actually put nail polish in your monomers. Hopefully it ends up working out for me, but yeah. So another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is another thing I had wanted to talk to you guys about is this is a 3-in-1 brush cleaner. This is a video that I had made, but unfortunately I just felt like my energy just wasn't there, and I really wish that it was, just because I felt like it would have been great content for you. But the only thing is that if I wait to put this video out, then you guys won't really be able to see this, just because my brushes are already all clean. So I ended up cleaning every single one of my brushes that I had, testing this product out, and I had kind of did a DIY thing with it. So what I had did was basically got the same ingredients that are on here, which is acetone, glycerin, and water, and I basically made a concoction of trying to replicate this to see basically if the DIY or this was worth it. And let me tell you guys, this stuff, honestly, this really exceeded my expectations. So the story about the reason why I had gotten this and I haven't used brush cleaner since I started was, first, when I had first started doing my nail stuff, it was kind of just like a budget thing. I only wanted to spend my money on things that would make me back money. And so anytime that I needed to clean my brushes, I would just soak them in acetone and put cuticle oil on them, just to like make them moisturized again, I guess. But this stuff, it doesn't fray your brushes like how it did. Like, it cleans them so they'll be super clean. So basically, like, all the product will be out of it, so it won't be like, I don't know, like if you guys ever notice product built up in your brush, but basically it'll make your bristles stick together on the brushes. The hairs on the brushes stick together. And so what this actually, like, you could see, like, I'm going to show you guys a brush right now. Okay, so I ended up testing the stuff out, and honestly, it was such a game changer for me. I don't know why I went through so long, because even once it came time for me affording it, I was just like, no, I just have acetone, I don't need that. And so basically I had went in and I had brought this brush right here. It is my size 16 Spade Kalinsky German haired brush. I got this from Montage nail supplies. I believe it was like $30. So the girl, she was like, oh, do you need brush cleaner with that brush? And I was just like, no, I'm fine, I don't need it. And then she was just like, oh girl, what do you use to clean your brushes? Honestly, I just put them in acetone and they're good to go. And she was like, oh girl, no. And I was just like, oh, why? You know, like, and she's just like, you should get this brush cleaner. So basically it's a 3-in-1 brush cleaner. It cleans, conditions, and reshapes your brush. As far as reshaping, I don't feel like I noticed that, but this is a brush that I had used. Let me show you guys this. So this is a brush that I had already used, so it has a little bit of acrylic in there. So you could kind of see that it's a little bit stiff if I bend it. So there's product in there, but with these ones, these are the clean ones, and you guys could see that if you bend it, it's not going to stay in place. So there is no product in here whatsoever. Like, check that out, you guys. And you guys know this is a very used brush. My barrel is crazy. It needs to be cleaned. But yeah, and even this one is a thick one too, and it cleaned out everything. When I did try to clean it in the first solution, there was still gunk in it, and they just didn't feel 100% like how I wanted them to. So I was like, you know what, let me try and clean them all in the other one. And I tried it, and all of my brushes are super clean. Even the ones that I used for gel, like, it pretty much cleaned everything. Even some of the ones that they also have resin, or they had resin in them, The only thing is that be mindful that this does have acetone in it. So if you guys do have paint on the barrels of your brushes, it will eat up the paint. Like that's what happened to mine, just because I wasn't careful when I was cleaning. I was just kind of going in. Like it's not like you had to like go and scrub them in whatsoever. Like you kind of just soak them in there and then dry them off and you're good to go. But this was even my other brush. I do need to get new brushes, so don't come after me on that. But yeah, if you guys want a discount code for Montage Nails, I do have a discount code, and honestly a lot of their stuff is pretty bomb. I've been using their stuff ever since I started, and honestly their stuff just keeps getting better and better. So my discount code is Lorena, Lorena 10. So make sure to check out Montage Nail Supplies and get yourself 10% off by using the code. The link will be down below. Alright you guys, I went ahead and dehydrated the nails and prepped them for the nail tips, and I'm going to go ahead and apply this protein bond from Youngnails. This stuff is amazing. It helps keep the nails down really, really well. I've been using it for a real long time. I really enjoy using this to make sure my nails stay intact. And so now I'm going to go ahead and pour my Youngnails monomer inside of my dapping dish, and I'm going to go ahead and use this OPI color. It's called Down to the Corral, and I'm going to go ahead and use this acrylic from Desert Peach. So I went ahead and I was showing my client right here, and we were picking out like the colors we wanted to use, just because we did do the colors a little bit different than Nails by Anita. Make sure to check out her work. So if you guys want to see the video, or basically like what this video is recreating, make sure to find it on her Instagram. But yeah, so right here you're going to see me just go in with Youngnails clear acrylic, and then I'm going to go ahead and get this gold leaf foil. This gold leaf foil, I also got this from Montage Nail Supply. They do have them for around $1, I believe. A lot of their nail products, I do feel like they do have a lot of affordable things, so please make sure to check them out. If you guys want a little bit more money off, they also do the stamp cards, so that is pretty good. So if you guys shop there every 5th time, you guys will get receive a free gift, which is pretty amazing. And it's something to look forward to whenever you go, because honestly I use those things so quick. But yeah, so make sure to use the discount code for Lorena 10. The discount code, it is for 10% off. If you guys have any questions, feel free to DM me on my IG, and I'll go ahead and get back to you, or make sure to comment down below in the comments. I know some of their stuff, they don't have it all on the website yet, but please, if you guys are in the area, be sure to check them out, because honestly, they have so much stuff now compared to when they first opened. When they first opened about like 5 years ago or so, they still had a good amount, don't get me wrong, but now they have so much more, and I promise you it's like going into a candy shop. So if you guys are a nail tech, make sure to check them out. So right here I went ahead and used the Desert Peach and then the mixture of the monomer. I used it right here. In any parts that you see clear acrylic and it's just clear acrylic, I went ahead and just used monomer that did not have any type of color in it whatsoever. It's just like the clear acrylic that you see in all of my videos. But in this one, I did use the regular monomer just because I didn't want that pink hue to be able to cap over the whole nail. I wanted this to be able to have its own color. So even if you guys are using more pigmented colors, I would recommend using a different brush for this if you guys are having the clear acrylics, or maybe just start using the clear monomer first, so you don't end up getting anything like any of that mix in there, just because it will end up messing with your design if you are using or doing the design with acrylic. So I went ahead and just capped that with a clear acrylic from Youngnails and patting that into place. I do have my bigger brush that I've been wanting to use for longer nails, but honestly I'm kind of just too chicken, and sometimes I just want to just go with what I know, so that's why you guys see me use this brush. I know I had said that I was going to start using the big brush for long nails, but I chickened out today, you guys, so let me know, do you guys use bigger brushes? Because this is a size 12. The bigger size brush that I need to get is a size 18, or no, it's a 16, so it is pretty big compared to this one. So in this nail, I thought I was going to be doing gold on here as well, but I accidentally did it wrong, so I ended up having to wipe it off, so that's why the tip of the nail looks like that. So I went ahead and started to apply more acrylic just because this one was going to be a clear acrylic nail. So that's why if you guys kind of see like the application on this one is a little bit weird, that is the reason why, is because I thought I was doing a different design on this nail. So and my client reminded me like, oh no, this one's supposed to be this. So shout out to you. Thank you for saving me on that one. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and just keep on putting the acrylic on until I like it. I really try to do the best shape that I can. So once I go in file, I don't have as much filing to do, because sometimes if you're stuck filing so much, you'll end up like trying to keep on like with every little detail. So right here, you guys could kind of actually, or you guys could actually see what the monomer looks like, and it is looking pink. So, and this is what it looks like with the mixture of the Desert Peach acrylic. So the reason why I didn't just go in with a clear acrylic and this monomer is because you would end up kind of getting more of that jelly effect, and that's not what I was going for. I did want a solid color, but I didn't have the exact color my client had wanted, so I was like, you know what, I've seen this thing on the internet where people are putting it in the monomer, so let's try it out. So, and honestly, I really love the way it came out. So if you guys don't have the money to buy a ton of acrylic, but you guys have regular polish, try out this method. I promise you guys, I feel like this will be something amazing for you guys to try, and it'll give you kind of a few more different color options, especially the more you put the nail polish in there, the more pigmented it is and whatnot. So I could have even added more for it to be more pigmented, but I still wanted to have that light pink kind of feel to it, without end up going too pink where it just looked too much, you know. So I felt like the color that I did do, honestly, I felt like it did look amazing. I really, really liked it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the bead of acrylic up to the cuticle and just clean up around there, making sure that the cuticles aren't being flooded with the bead of acrylic that I just placed there, just because then it ends up making it harder. And if you guys flood the cuticle, sometimes it will cause lifting, especially if it is on the skin, so just be aware of that. Try to be as clean with your application as possible. Let me know if you guys tried this method. Have you guys tried it with neons? That's something that honestly I've been thinking about doing. I feel like it would be really fun to do a neon set with this. Even if it was just a jelly set, I feel like that would be pretty neat, just because I have spent a lot of money on the Apres art inks. So instead of just kind of using those for jelly or having to even purchase jelly polishes, I feel like this is a great way to kind of spice it up and do different things, just because I do have a whole cabinet filled with polishes and neon colors, and you name it, I have a ton of colors. So I feel like it would be a good way to put them to use. So let me know if you guys are a client and you guys want to try this method out just to try and do something new. Let me know. So right here you guys can kind of see that I'm just going in and I am placing the bead of acrylic. I like to place it towards the middle of the nail bed. I find that that's what works best for me at the moment. And I like to pat it into place. And then after, I'm going to go ahead and apply another bead of acrylic more towards the top of the nail. Again, trying to be super clean with it and mold it to how I want, just so, again, I don't have to go and do crazy filing after, just because sometimes if you, like with filing, it just takes a while. So if I could do the least amount of filing that I can instead of adding more work for myself. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and line up the edges, make sure that there's no lumps and stuff on the edges, just because that kind of bothers me. And I try to be as clean as I can by the cuticles. You guys already know the drill. So I have been wanting to try a lot more new products. Comment down below what are some products that you guys are loving right now, that you guys want me to try out. I am still in the process of doing the Zulay nail glue review, so yeah, make sure to stay tuned for that. That is something that I'm super excited to be able to show you guys and let you guys know what I think about it. And so on this thumb, we're going to go ahead and do that solid pinky nude color again. And again, placing the bead towards the center. I do want to learn how to do the one ball method instead of having to do the two ball methods. I feel like it would help me speed up my process quite a bit, because right now it does take me kind of a second to apply acrylic, so especially with long nails. So I do feel like the brush will help me, and the brush is something that I do want to start using the bigger brush, because I feel like it would help my process go by so much faster. But right now, whenever I do use the big brush, honestly, I kind of go back and forth. Like, I'm like, okay, like I start to use it and then I switch back to the small brush, then I'll switch back to the big brush. And honestly, I feel like that kind of makes me take a little bit more time. But to apply the acrylic to the tip, I don't really, right as of right now, I don't like to apply the acrylic with the big brush close to the cuticle, just because I feel like there's times where I do flood the cuticle and it is not a good look. So I really just try and make sure it's nice and clean. So I do have one of my clients that she is my guinea pig, so she's always down to try new things, thankfully, so shout out to her. You guys have already seen her in a few of my videos, but yeah, she lets me try out some new things on her. So right here, all you see is me doing is measuring out the nails. I use a form, and I ask my clients basically what size that they want their nails to be, and I go off there and I measure all of the nails, making sure that they are the same size, so you don't end up having some nails longer than others just because you don't feel like that. It bothers me. Like, I don't know, like I'm all about having the nails the same length. Usually I will go a little bit shorter on the pinky nails just because otherwise they seem extremely long. So I like to go up to that size, and I'll usually like measure a little bit and then go back and check with the form, and then keep on going back until it's the desired length, and then move on to the next one. And so these tips, honestly, from Montage Nail Supply, I thought the tips of the nails, they were going to bother me just because they did round out a little bit, but honestly, I feel like they're perfect. They're super long, which is great. I ended up having to actually put this one down just because it was super long on my clients, so I was doing like a large or up to the L on these Mia Secret nail forms. So if you guys have these nail forms, these are the ones that I use as Mia Secret, and I just cut them down and have it ready for every time I have a client, so I'm able to measure their nails. So with filing, a lot of times with filing, I do really like to use a thicker file just because I feel like it helps it be straight in the file. It doesn't end up rounding out, which is a big deal, just because if the file it rounds a little bit or if it's flimsy, I feel like you don't get that nice sharp straight edge. And so I'm just going to go ahead and do this to all of them. I'm not going to show you guys all 10 fingers. I'll just show you on one hand just so the time of the video it doesn't get crazy long. And so right here you see me flipping the nails the other way just to kind of make sure that they are centered and they look nice and straight. And from the sides, and just that the nail, it doesn't look crooked itself. So I'm going right here and then filing whatever needs to be filed, and I have my client flip their hands over, and then I like to, what I've been liking to do with long nails, I don't typically do this with short nails, is I really like to go across the nail with this big file. It is probably like maybe like an inch and a half thick, or maybe an inch, and or I think it's more of an inch and a half, but I was showing my client right there like basically how I file. So sorry it's not completely in frame, but you could see like the center of the nail, there's kind of like a darker pink. But why I like to do this is because it allows me to be really quick and cover more at once, rather than having the Dremel going back and forth over the nail back and forth. So right here you guys can kind of see like that light pink area, and then I keep filing until that darker pink, in the center, is all gone. And that basically tells me that the nail is all nice and level. You guys might have to play around with this. This was something that it did take me a second to learn. And now I just like to go with the Dremel and go around the cuticles and clean it up, make sure it's nice and crisp, and go ahead and go around all of them and making sure that everything matches up and they're smooth, there's no lumps and bumps. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do this to all of the nails. This is something that I feel like it has sped up me doing my long sets, just because my long sets, they would take me a little while. But this, it helped a lot just because I do the first step, and the first step takes off so much time, you guys. So if you guys are doing all with hand file or with the Dremel, make sure to check this out. I know some people, they don't really like using hand files because they feel like it takes a little while longer. But honestly, I promise you, if you try this method, I feel like you guys, it will help speed up your process just because it covers so much more space than the Dremel does. And these bands that I got from the Dremel, they are from Koopa Ink, I believe. That's how you say their Instagram name. But yeah, so these are in the medium sanding bit, and I love these. I love them for nail prepping and stuff. They are amazing. And so right here, I'm just showing you guys that on the solid clear acrylic nail that I am going in with a clear top coat, just so then I could be able to put the flowers on top. I ended up curing it for 30 seconds. And then right here, you can see that like I was struggling a little bit, and I forgot that I forgot to put the acetone inside of my monomer. And the acetone, the reason why you do that is it helps the 3D nail art dry faster. So you don't have to kind of sit and play with it and watch it melt all over the place. And it helps, so you make it faster, it dries faster, and you're good to go and move on to the next one. Just because otherwise I do feel like the product will run a little bit. So if you guys aren't using this technique, I did learn this from Youngnails. They had actually showed this to me, and ever since, I feel like my 3D nail art has came such a long way. It's made it so much better, because before people would tell me like, oh, you just need 3D nail art acrylic. And so I had went ahead and bought the white acrylic so I could do my 3D flowers. And honestly, if I would have known this then, I wouldn't have wasted money. And thankfully, I didn't waste a ton of money on a whole bunch of different colors, because I was new at the time. So I was just like, oh yeah, I want that. Like, clients are going to love that. I'm going to buy that. So it was a little bit of a waste of money, but thankfully I only ended up buying the white at the time. And so even the mixture that I had used for the acrylic nails, I used the same exact thing for the flowers. I didn't change up nothing. Everything is pretty much the same, you guys. And so you guys are probably going to ask, why are you leaving the gaps in between the nails? Like, shouldn't you do the flowers like right up against each other so there's no gaps? Well, the reason being is because I am going to go ahead and put rhinestones in the centers and whatnot, just to kind of give it a little bit more of like that bedazzled look. I really love the way she did it in the picture, so of course we have to do it here. And honestly, I don't regret doing that, just because I feel like it looks so beautiful. And so I'm just trying to go back in and play with the acrylic, make sure getting it right. So I'm going to go ahead and speed up this section of the video just so it doesn't take up too much time, just because it is a little bit repetitive. Alright, you guys, now we're right here, and all I wanted to do was basically add some detailed petals in there. I didn't want to cover the whole nail, again, just because of the stones that we are going to be putting in between, but I still wanted that beautiful look of it. And then these are the stones that I'm using. These are the smallest ones that I have, and I'm just going in between with this wax pencil. This is also from Montage Nail Supplies, and I am just dabbing on there. In some of the centers of the flowers, I did have to dab on the glue a couple of times. You guys could kind of see me moving the finger back and forth just because I love the way they're shining. They look beautiful. The stones are also from Montage Nail Supplies, so make sure to check them out. The glue that I am using, it is from Zulay, so make sure to stay tuned for that video on what I think of Zulay glue. But yes, I've been using it for a few months now, and I just want to give you guys a good review on it. That's my client checking out her nails. She really liked it. I like to use this bristle brush to take out any of the dust that might be in the cuticles, just because I don't want to capture it and it be stuck in the cuticles. I know some of you guys asked me, why don't you just have your clients wash their hands? And the reason being is just because it kind of messes with the top coats. I feel like I find the top coats separating for some odd reason. And so right here I am just going in with the Youngnails top coat. It is the ultimate finish gel. This stuff is amazing. I do really want to try out their stain resistant top coat. I feel like a lot of nail techs in my area, they use that especially for their clients that are hairstylists, and so far the hairstylists have been loving it. So I want to try it out for myself because I do have some hairstylist clients, you guys. So this is the finished look, you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know how you guys think about my long nails. If you guys really enjoyed this video or learned a thing or two, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And as usual, I'll be back with more videos. Please make sure to like the video. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. And to make sure to check out that 10% off.